Let's now go to that much anticipated visit by Pope Francis to Africa next month. The Pope, who is expected in Kenya late next month, will conduct in the country. The Pope will use the same altar which was used during the historic beatification of Sister Nyaatha Stefani in the central county of Nyeri. The altar, which is over 100 years old, has been inspected and is set to be transported to Nairobi next week.
With just a month before the head of the Catholic Church, Pope Francis, makes a historic visit to Kenya, preparations for that visit are gaining momentum by the day. Volunteers at the Demis Sisters Community Center in Kangemi have been working on an attire that the Pope will wear during his tour of the country. And now, even the altar that Pope Francis will use to celebrate Mass at the university kilometers away in Nyeri. But the distance is half the story of the altar. This altar, which is stored at the Mathare Mission Complex, is not your ordinary one. Chocolate in color and made of hardwood, it is more than a century old. It was constructed by the Consolata missionaries soon after their arrival in Kenya over 100 years ago.
This altar is a very historical altar. We have deliberately come for it. It was designed and crafted like this very many years ago.
The base of the altar has various engravings, among them the Holy Eucharist, a bird feeding its hatchlings, a dove, a fish, and a lamp. It also has Latin inscriptions which loosely translate to, "You saved us, Lord, by your blood." The altar is 8 feet long, 3.5 feet wide. Measurements recommended.
It is ready. We will do some touch-up. We find a bit scratches here and there, but when it reaches Nairobi, we'll bring it to the best possible shape to be used. It's the right measurement, the right height, the right width, fitting very well for the papal celebration.
And the Mass by the Pope will be the second historic event in which the altar will be used. This same altar was consecrated for use during the beatification of Blessed Sister Nyaatha at the Dedan Kimathi grounds in Nyeri in May this year. The altar was inspected by a team led by the coordinator of the Pope's visit. It will be transported to Nairobi sometime next week.
And again, apart from the 1 million people who will attend the Mass in Nairobi, apart from Kenya, there will be more than 30 television stations and 260 radio stations across the world beaming all the Pope's events in Kenya live. So we'll have billions of people following the events in Kenya.
Pope Francis will make a 3-day visit to Kenya beginning on the 25th of next month before heading to Uganda and later to the Central African Republic in his first tour of Africa. Rita Tinina, KTN News.